And I want to give you, um, well, the founder of AAI, Americans Against Injustices. And I just want to give you guys a little information. In this country that we live in, the United States of America, and I want to say to other countries, which we really can't claim that because our Constitution here in the United States of America actually tells us that we uh, have the right to report crimes, no matter what level it's on. So let's just say you got government involved in committing crimes. We have the right up under the Constitution to report those crimes and to see something did about it. Now, um, has been the founder of AAI, Americans Against Injustices. I want to give you all some snippets, some knowledge. We're living in a time uh, where a organization called New Policing that works with a lot of local law enforcement agencies and federal uh, and higher. This organization has pretty much been identified without a lot of people knowing as being gang stalkers. Gang stalkers have the same properties as NWO and as an victim of NWO, which is neighborhood, and we just say WO because they'll try to do something with the guidelines so that it won't be posted, so that the information won't get out, which is, you know what I'm saying, a violation of our constitutional rights as they are stalking and harassing and hacking and watching pretty much anything a person does that will advocate against their crimes, their organized crimes, which is illegal. But um, to report, and I think I lost track of thought right there, but to report um, crimes committed by NWO, which NWO is the foundation of it. NWO haven't always been that way. Now, when they originally started out, it was just ordinary people living in communities that was concerned about their neighbors, so they got together and they wasn't getting paid. They was just volunteer workers who was concerned about the neighbor next door, you know, and if they saw something, they said something. As simple as that. However, because NWO was well known, it was a smart move, in my opinion, to choose NWO and to start, you know, come to them and make an offer to start paying people to actually be extra set of eyes and ears for law enforcement. Here's the thing: when they went into that stage, those that took over had ulterior motives. This thing is set up like a coup against the United States of America. They do not follow the Constitution nor the laws of the land. And like I said, if you try to report them, you're gonna run into all type of problems. But there is ways around it. Um, Rome wasn't built in a day, and so we have to be patient and we have to be zealous at obtaining what we want, which is freedom. To be able to live in this country of the United States of America without being harassed, stalked. Hey, if NWO members, you know, satisfied with getting free money and sucking the life out of this country as our deficit is already out the roof, and you know what I'm saying, laws allow it, then you know that's entirely up to them. But the problem comes in when they start collecting free money to do nothing and start to use that, you know, that leverage of having the finances, having the law enforcement backing them up to start harassing um, legal and law-abiding American citizens such as myself. Um, NWO has my U.S. Postal mail harassed. You know what I'm saying? I would get mail in my P.O. box that I'm paying for. that belongs to somebody else, that could be normal, right? The person that had the box before me could not have changed their address, right? So, but you write on that return to sender, and it comes back to you four different times. If you don't wrote on, I had 4 pieces of mail, and that was the beginning. Since then we done had some more mail keep coming back. Like the people that work at the post office is retarded. You write on the return back to sender, put it into the outbound mailbox, and it should go back to the bank of that person that you know that it was intended to receive. But however, it rounded up in my postal box 4 times. That particular time. The other time, I don't know because I haven't been back up there. Um, and then we started getting stuff after we made a complaint against it. We made a complaint, not the first time, the second or I think the third time. And then they started doing stuff like locking the door accessory to the P.O. box area early. Now, because NWO harasses and stalk and hack and uses law enforcement uh, units such as the probe device, which is able to look into a person's personal space, such as your car, your house, and be able to see exactly what you're doing. So they would know when I was, because my vehicle been disabled by NWO. They use this high-power microwave device. If you guys don't know about it, look it up. Russia was the first one that came up with it. It's being tested in the United States by Lockheed and Boeing and another technical company here in the United States of America. So just like the 3D guns was being made in Chicago, Illinois, what I'm saying, we had a young man that hacked Elon Musk and was able to track him. Technology is a good thing, but technology has a lot of loops, and people are able to. We always used to say in the hood, bro, if man made it, man can figure out how to get around it. And so when you bring these things to like law enforcement agents, they act like it's impossible, or they'll say something to the effect, especially if you point blank know it's NWO that's harassing and stalking you, gang stalking you, and you go up in there try to make a report against them to a lot of these local law enforcement agents, you're gonna get some stuff like, oh, they wouldn't do that. And here's the thing, right? These are ordinary, everyday people, and if you like me, just know your rights, and you ain't finna be pacified. You ain't finna, I get one life to live up in this gym, and I'm in the United States of America, and I'm a United States legal citizen. So I'm gonna fight for mine. So I'll use their device of them invading my privacy, and I'll just let them know exactly what I think of them. They ain't worth a dime. And when you get ordinary, everyday peoples that hear some stuff like that against one man, and I'm dark skinned, y'all, I'm black. And I'm a Christian at that, they get puffed up because a lot of them look at this thing like a game. They gang banging out here. You on their territory, they own this Walmart. They don't own the Walmart, but they figure, it's part of their perimeter of what they're calling themselves watching as neighbor, as NWO, right? So this is a form of gang banging. This is where that gang stalking come in at. So with that, you will get information from, like I say, police ain't, a lot of them won't do their job. They get to screaming, oh, they wouldn't do that. Or before you can even get to your car, they done told all it's on their broadcast that you done tried to make a report against us. So now they want retaliation. So they doing a whole bunch of little stuff to call themselves irritating you, to stop you from advocating against them of their illegal crimes, which is our constitutional right to report. Then, if you look on the boards at like Walmart and stuff like that, you will see it's a whole bunch of kids and peoples keep on coming up missing. Donald J. Trump, the president of the United States, the one that thing fair and square, he sent out ICE to collect illegals that was in the, that's in the country. And, the police might have, local police might have excuse because they short in numbers, right? But not really, because they got NWO on their team. However, NWO, they'll see it illegal. Even if they ain't sure they're illegal or not, they're not going to report it, because 9 times out of 10, those people was collected I done met some illegals before Trump got in the seat that had driver's license that you know what I'm saying was getting the things of the uh, American citizens status. And I know for myself, it's like with NWO, a lot of them didn't even have to take driving tests because the thing has been set up like a coup. NWO is so tight with everybody because who can be NWO? The driver instructor, the guy that's taking the test, all they got to do is just, you know what I'm saying, wrote on it, he passed. And you get that. It has been lovely for them. They've been able to get away with a lot. A lot. It has been lovely. And they get a free paycheck on top, but they're getting paid to do crimes. Jack. Well, AAI advocates against them. And because of the advocation, you'll get all type of things such as I remember being in the library because I've had three different devices of mine, two on two different networks. These are major networks like Verizon, and the other one is what's the name of it? Oh Lord Jesus, I forgot. But it's another major network, and I've had to replace a device. I've had a brand new device, and all of them, and this one right here was, you know what I'm saying, sent as uh, as a replacement to the device they destroyed after they tried an attempted murder on my life, and on the expressway having a tow truck. Well, one of the tow truck, it was a car that was pulling a vehicle, and you know what I'm saying, I'm driving behind them, and I don't want to lose train of thought, but I got to give y'all this real quick. I'm driving behind the vehicle, two vehicles in front of me. And I wonder why they driving so slow, right? Speed limit like 70 in the area I was at, and they driving like 45. And then they kicked it down a little lower because they wanted me to get out the lane so that they can go ahead and do their setup. So when I actually got out of the lane, I went to the left. The vehicle that was in front of me, the other vehicle, I guess he got tired of playing with it. He just went on ahead, or it just went on ahead and took off. But the vehicle that was directly in front of me, as soon as I pulled to the left to go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, get my speed up because I was delivering some people food, uh, I stayed behind them for like maybe 10, 15 minutes. But after I pulled to the left, the car that was directly in front of me, it pulled off to the shoulder immediately, right? And when I glanced through my rear mirror, I seen that all the vehicles behind me was at, you know what I'm saying, they was at least a half a mile behind me. They was in safe distance. And when I looked forward, here goes this ramp off the back of this vehicle pulling, you know, on the trailer. Here comes this ramp, come flying off of the thing, and it's you know what I'm saying, it's meant because it's on the left side of that vehicle from the back, and it would be the left side, and it was meant for me to go to the left. So when I went to the left, they released that ramp. Y'all know the ramps they had to put down so the car can drive up on the trailer. They released that ramp. Uh, I was able to swerve enough to keep from actually, because it could have went any type of way. The ramp could have got trapped up under the car, caused me to flip over and go into the ongoing traffic lane. And they call themselves, this is what they thinking with it, right? Well, he won't be able to say like we endangering other people because if it ain't no neighborhood, if it ain't no NWO members in the line up behind us, we done slowed down traffic so nobody can get past, right? That's what they thinking. But it still, like I said, could have went. The ramp could have got jammed up under the car, caused the vehicle to flip, go over the barrier, and you know what I'm saying, go into ongoing traffic. Um, so I was able to dodge the ramp enough, and I didn't have any more room to get out of the way of it without flipping the car because it was a turn coming up also. So uh, just the end of the ramp hit my firewall. And look at God, right? Because the tire didn't just explode. And you know what I'm saying? You turn the firewall get hit, it's enough pressure and weight on that to cause it to just tear through whatever remained. So uh, I was able to catch up with the tow vehicle that had dropped the ramp down off of it. He got no lights on, so that I couldn't get his plates, right? Uh, and so I was able to catch up with him, but then the tire started going. I couldn't get his plate anyway because he was, you know, so like I say, he had all his lights out on the vehicle, so so I couldn't see the trailer plates, I couldn't see the vehicle plate. Um, so after that, I pulled to the pulled to the shoulder, and to prevent me from contacting the state troopers and making a report, they used the high-power microwave device and burnt up my phone. This is the thing has electrical energy surges, and it can shoot towards saying anything that it can shorten out electrical components. Shoot, I wonder about them planes that came down after Donald Trump uh, won the election. These jokers are, as I said, this is a tyranny against our country. I wouldn't put nothing past them. I don't know if that was, had something to do with the implication, but that was pretty strange, right? Helicopter almost hit a plane and something else happened. Just some strange stuff. And they was salty. They was mad because they lost the election. You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump feel like they stole the election the other turn. You know what I'm saying? Now, I mean myself personally, I really wonder because I know as trying to vote, my voter's registration was held up in the mail as I moved down to Kentucky. They deliberately blocked my mail from coming to the Salvation Army. Um, and my voter's registration thing was up in there. So this is what these people have to do with the free money that's being given to them. And like I say, because they, they done purchase a whole lot of people, everybody friend. So you go into a department store, they got people that's also on the payroll with NWO and working legally at that department store. They not gonna pass up the opportunity to harass you. So now you're getting discrimination in public places. Uh, and on and on and on. From a job, I filled out for low housing income, low housing income here, low housing, however they say it right, in Kentucky. What I'm saying? Everything going smooth. I'm doing my thing with it on the what you call it. All of a sudden, I start getting discriminated against. We're looking for another piece of paper from you. 3 months go by, right? I get no phone call, no email, no nothing. So I do a double check after I had did a double check before the 3 months went back, right? And she don't mention nothing about, she need this or she need that. Now, when I call back 3 months later, now all of a sudden, do you have your ID? Because it was a little bit blurry, and you can send it again, then we'll go ahead and get you started. Just a whole bunch of bull junk. So we have the right to report and to see something did. I don't care who it is, former president, if they was doing some illegal stuff. You are a United States American citizen. This is where I really want to kick off to right here. A lot of us feel like we don't have the power to do nothing, especially dark-skinned people and other people of different nationality, because we feel like, I hate to say it like this, but we feel like the white man, and it's the white man country. And not all light-skinned people think that way. Not all white, I just said plainly. Not all white people think that way. But you do have some privileged, low-down, dirty, prejudiced some guns that actually do believe that this country is theirs. Now, when they came over here, the Indians was already here. Um, and then, you know what I'm saying, whatever happened with that, it winded up going south. The Indians winded up just being, overrun in the country that they already was living in. But thank God the Indians are still here. And the thing is with us, we've got to get out of the mindset of thinking like our home, what they call it, motherland and stuff like that. Because you will rarely see a Caucasian or a white person, flagging the flag of England. England is where they came from. They ran from England trying to find a place where they could do something different. So you're not going to find you won't find a whole lot of them flagging it, because where your heart is where your home is. And we've got to start thinking this is our home, Jack. I'm going to kick it down this route right here, because you're going to go to Africa, and I very rarely see African people. I rarely see black folks, I just said it like that, taking a vacation going to Africa. They'll put on the colors of Africa and scream motherland, right? And we found out when Michael Jackson went over there, we really wasn't accepted by the Africans from the motherland. And if you like me, that a lot of Africans, after they become citizens of the United States of America, they keep to themselves. You go over there and ask them something, they look at you like you crazy. However, though, a lot of them, I won't say all of them, Because I mean, you get that with anything, with any nationality, you're gonna find some good and you're gonna find some bad. But a light-skinned person can go to some of them jokers, and you know what I'm saying, they'll get utmost respect. We have a mindset of even like Chinese, Japanese, and stuff like that, and other nationality. We have a mindset like this ain't our home. When you came into the country legally, you swore in, you have rights, and I understand it can get kind of, you know, with that thing because yeah, it can get kind of. But America haven't always been great. You know, we done made some mistakes, and I throw we up in there because I'm a United States American citizen. It's my home. That's where I live. I ain't got no Africa to go to. I ain't no boogaloo somewhere or a real little crib. I don't know nothing about none of that. I'm born and raised United States American citizen. This home for me. That's why I fight like I fight because this is home. You know, darn what them privileged some guns feel like this is just they thing. No, this ain't just they thing. The Constitution of America tell me that if I'm a citizen of the United States of America, I got rights. The same rights they got. You know what I'm saying? Now, if that wasn't meant to be for the black folks and other folks, they shouldn't have put it in the Constitution because I'm going to take it to the law, to the max. And you ought to have the same mindset. But a lot of times people will allow themselves to be pacified because you're afraid. You know, light-skinned people have been doing a whole bunch of stuff, and this is what I like right here, right? Light-skinned people feel that not all the light-skinned people. Now, don't be, hey, I ain't throwing that up in there. I got too many light-skinned buddies. Whoo, I got a buddy, man, that me and him just, yeah. But not all light-skinned people. We just say the privileged races, low down some of my guns. Uh, they, uh, they may project to you like they're able to do this and that, and they have showed most of those that work for NWO, they done showed y'all what they've been up to all these years with the tactics that they got y'all doing, such as discriminating. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people of different nationalities that try to go get along, man, and you can have the credit, you can have, you know what I'm saying, you can have the what they call that, you need a collateral, you can have all of that, but because of your skin color, I just give you one up right here real quick. Martin Luther King preached at Clay Evans Church. Clay Evans is in the process of building his, and Clay Evans from missionary, Fellowship Missionary Baptist Church out of Chicago, Illinois. Y'all look it up. He was in the middle of building he was extending his church, and governing them up there. The people would just say the officials up there, either he allowed Martin Luther King to preach, or they done told him not to, and he allowed him to preach. They snatched his permits and some of everything else, held him up for quite a bit of time, right? And this is the same thing they showing y'all when they have y'all harassing me and other folks. You know what I'm saying? They showing y'all the type of power they've had for years. And the only way we gonna get to this equality, it ain't about being pacified. It's by standing up and believing and standing on the Constitution. And we got a president up in there. A lot of folks running around there talking that old bull, talking about the man president. He said Larry Hoover free. You know what I'm saying? Shut your mouth up. And folks were talking about, he gonna deport us. Deport you how? You born and raised in America. How you gonna? Anyway, so we got a president right now that's actually trying to follow the Constitution. And these people are doing a good job at trying to block him from doing it. He's trying to get the government grants cut off. And a lot of people feel like, oh, they finna do this here and do that. You know, people whine when it's about some money, right? But you know what I'm saying, through the Spirit of God, and I do believe it's through the Spirit of God. I'm not sure if he knows exactly what's going on out here, but I believe it's through the Spirit of God. He's cutting off of those funds. See, NWO gets a whole lot of government grant funds, and it's up under Safe Passage Act, Safe Block, security, and some other things. So they've been able to really buy about a lot of people, buy a whole lot of folks. And he is cutting off those grants. And they doing a good job at doing their best to try to keep him from cutting off those grants, even though the country is upside down. You hear what I'm saying? Our country is upside down. We in debt like a mug. And these dirty low-down suckers is thinking about one thing, self. And that ain't the way America is built. We are a whole bunch of individualities standing on, we should be standing on the Constitution because that's our guidelines. And if you're an American citizen that love this country, you're going to stand with the Constitution. You might not like me. You might not like President Donald J. Trump. But as long as we're standing in the constitutions, you ought to at least love the country enough to support the fact that what we're doing is the right thing. Now, uh, again, like I say, because NWO works close with a lot of law enforcement agencies, a lot of people have run into the problem of trying to report them. Like I say, they'll say something like they wouldn't do that, and that's not a law enforcement job to play judge. Their job is to take the report and investigate it, and investigate it without prejudice. You know what I'm saying? Investigated without contacting NWO to let them know, yeah, we are investigating, so y'all kind of, lay off old boy. You know what I'm saying? So we'll try to find some dirt on him and reverse it around. We call that entrapment. And that's the law, right? Try to reverse some stuff to try to find some dirt on the people that's reporting to them and letting the other people know so that they'll kind of lean back. Um, the other thing with they wouldn't do that is the fact that we know a lot of law enforcement agencies was doing that before the body camera and the vehicle camera was installed into, what I'm saying, law enforcement. We caught a whole lot of stuff, what I'm saying. Rodney King, what's his name, George Floyd. You had the buddy system working with George Floyd. There were 3 other police or 4 other police standing right there watching the man die while their partner had his knee on his neck. NWO work with the buddy system. They're not law enforcement agencies, they snitches. That's the terminology that came from the street. But we'll just use the professional terminology of it. They supposed to be snitching. They don't snitch on nothing. No more than, what I'm saying, if they call themselves angry about somebody, then they'll what I'm saying, work the program to try to do that. But as far as saying crime and stuff like that, one of their co-workers doing donuts in the parking lot or running red lights, endangering traffic, what I'm saying, snatching somebody's kid, raping somebody's kid, because there's a whole lot of stuff, Jack, that these clowns been up to, using a high-power illegal device and stuff like that. They done killed a lot of folks, and I'm point blank serious and true about that, because they didn't use the high-power microwave device to shock at my heart. You know what I'm saying? You shock at some 60, 70, 80-year-old person, they might give up the ghost. They heart, Anyway, so law enforcement that scream that they not, they wouldn't do that. Like I say again, that's not their job. And then we know for a fact they was doing stuff, because here it is, people are just people. We are fallible peoples. You know what I'm saying? And if there's no fear, if there's no reason to do the right thing, most people ain't gonna do the right thing. Let's just be honest, y'all. You know what I'm saying? The body camera popped up in there. A whole lot of that stuff had to stop because the body camera sitting up there got you. The video camera from the vehicles was pretty good, but a lot of times they can get out of the, what I'm saying, and then that leads to an investigation going through a whole bunch of trouble because they couldn't see. They heard, but they couldn't see. So the body camera does a whole lot. NWO don't use body cameras. They don't use any type of system that can bring them down. They use the buddy system. So you got a whole bunch of freaking liars, you know what I'm saying, can see some crime going on, and they'll play like they ain't seen nothing, because a lot of them are afraid. They are seeing what these people have done to me and other targeted individuals. They don't want none. You know what I'm saying? They getting free check. It's all good. You got some folks that call themselves Christians that will say, hey, they could take my stuff, because they can. And here's the thing, right? If you are afraid of them, you really ought to be afraid of God, because God can take more than just your stuff. He's able to take your life, and not just your life, your soul, you know what I'm saying, and send it to damnation. But people are afraid of these peoples, that they feel like they can do this and that. And the thing is that a lot of people feel like gain or, wealth, riches is godliness. And that's not true. A lot of times God will bless us to have great things, but a lot of times, sometimes we might be in a season where He using that dead time to build us and make us better. I'm gonna close this thing out. I just wanted to let folks know. Continue to report illegal things. If you don't get a response back from the people you reported, go to another department, report it, and sometime let them know that you done reported it. So here's the thing: when all of that stuff come in, somebody gonna have to answer for the reason why. Especially, like, let's just say, right, I'm not bulletproof. Let's just say NWO get fed up enough with me, they pull up here and blow my noodles out, right? uh, what will happen is that I've reported summer everywhere, and this thing ain't just one state. This ain't just Kentucky and Chicago, Illinois, Wisconsin, and St. Louis, Missouri, St. Charles, Missouri, Michigan, and it's what I'm saying, it's pretty much well spread. Indiana, pretty much well spread, and so like I said, it applicates for a coup. Um, so, like I said, I'm not bulletproof. Pull up here and blow my brains out, Jack. But the thing is that I've reported in so many different departments. My name is well known. So I come up dead, then there will be some investigation. And when the investigation pull up, and they see that I done made all these reports about threats up on my life and stuff like that, somebody gonna have to answer for. Well, y'all didn't think that was serious enough. You know what I'm saying, to do something. Now, we've seen some things in in Clarksville, Indiana, where it seemed like the police seem to be trying to make an effort. But here's the thing: they're working with the same people that I'm reporting, and a lot of them is on the payroll themselves. So ain't nobody really trying to do nothing. What they trying to do is fix the situation and not the problem. They trying to get out of it scot free, and we all know that a bully ain't gonna stop unless they stop. If I was able to denounce, thank you God, if I was able to denounce God, and what I'm saying, just let these people ran over me and my brothers and sisters. Cause see, I ain't just fighting for myself. I see my brothers and sisters out here suffering. Look up on the internet and look up targeted individuals. You'll see a whole bunch of people on there complaining about some, saying some crazy stuff going on. And I ain't no selfish someone with guns just thinking about myself. I think about my grandkids. I think about these little pretty, gorgeous, innocent kids that I don't even know. They're being taught this and living into a world of that's projecting this. They're basically doing the wrong thing and call themselves standing on it like they got 2 feet to stand on it. Jack, and harassing and hacking devices because you trying to report their illegalness. And everyone around here looking at you mad. No, like you doing something wrong. Doggone criminals, organized crime. We got to get our perspective right, Jack. I'm trying to tell somebody, man, you got to have that attitude, but you got to grab Jesus, because you ain't going to be able to go through this thing on your own. These demons will work on you. And you got to make sure you got Jesus, because they'll try to trap you into a box with Jesus. Oh, Jesus said forgive, love. Jesus also said there's a season for all things. There's a time for peace, and there's a time for war. If you're being led by God, He will tell you when and what to do what. Because, you know what I'm saying? It ain't that your enemy's going to walk scot-free. The Bible says He will recompense. And a lot of times He will use us. I had a buddy, Stevie Lee. Oh, my God. Stevie used to sit up there and pray. God used me to recompense these wicked jokers out here. Now, I ain't praying that, bro. But that was my guy. He was one that also let me know, because I've been through the ringer with this organization. I had to learn here, learn that, because I was like a lot of people. I couldn't figure out what the heck was going on. Who got the time to be running around here burning gas money, following you, and doing all that? Hey, NWO got that type of loot, Joe. They getting it from the government grant. No, they ain't doing nothing else. Hey, that's fine. A lot of them, you got a whole bunch of kids on their team, man. They don't know nothing about nothing. They happy to be, getting that check. So they'll do whatever they, whatever them folks tell them to do. Step out in front of a car, they'll do it. I'm telling you, they'll do it. Like when them light-skinned jokers, man, mess around and tell them step out in front of the car. Now, I don't even think that. Now they got to even explain to them, oh, we're going to have the dude to stop. We just wanted the dude to see it, you know what I'm saying, so we can cause a little stir. Man, that joker's a dive out in front of the car. I'm still going to get my check Tuesday, right? Joker, your hip bone across the street. Your neck, your neck bleed. I don't think you going to make it. You can forget about that check on Tuesday. I'm the founder of Americans Against Injustices. I'm encouraging you all to get back into reporting what a lot of people is calling gang stalking. And we tying it into that thing because that's exactly what it is. That's who had the power to do it. That's who been doing it. You know what I'm saying? You go down to the police station, they had like, you know what I'm saying, ain't nothing they can do. It was a light-skinned couple had bought a house and NWO was driving past their crib blowing the horn consecutive, right? Now, I ain't the smartest joke in the world, right? But I'm from the hood, so, and I've been in the streets, right? So when you go to jail a couple times, you start learning some stuff. Then me, I'm a researcher, right? There is a thing that's called noise ordinance. If the least thing the police could have did to that for that elderly couple was got them plate numbers, because the man had video of the cars and stuff like that. So he had the plate numbers and all that good stuff. The least thing they could have did was start writing this on noise ordinance. And y'all know if jokers start getting enough ticket, bro, they don't go on nobody business because you get so many tickets, Joe, your license in jeopardy. But because NWO has power with local law enforcement and up, you know what I'm saying, ain't nothing getting did. Popos running around acting like they stupid. Dog, don't know what I can charge them with. Y'all see them blowing the horn. I hear it on the videos. Maybe they were blowing at a squirrel. 16 cars come through them. All of them blow when they get to the thing. God dang, really? Today, yesterday, the following day? Come on, bro. Anyway, and that's not all law enforcement agencies. And we need to get back to giving the law enforcement their position, because this right here ain't working. These jokers, you know what I'm saying, they stealing. Go up in the department store and steal. Who gonna say something? Like I say, she was a supervisor at one of the franchise restaurants. She was like, I'm sorry for the delay, but I got peoples that's where they aren't supposed to be at. And she kind of glanced over what she was talking about, and I felt for her, right? Because really, what's being did is the power's been taken away. The right from wrong being taken away. So she a supervisor trying to do her job. She mess around and say something to that joker that ain't in his place. He out there kicking the bobo with his buddies now. In the joint. Why he's supposed to be on the clock? Uh, she messing around, you know what I'm saying, make that dude mad. He get his little clique a part of the NWO. You know what I'm saying? Because she got some right still in her, so her clique probably ain't going to be as strong because, everybody about that money. So now her vehicle being tampered with. Her, so now she done became a target. And this is the state of what would be of the United States if we do not bring NWO to justice. I am the founder of Americans Against Injustices. My name is Servant Minister Adam Keith Linton Sr. You can find me on a whole bunch of stuff. And I just wanted to say this is a message meant to encourage and to make people aware. Let's get this thing did. I got a petition page. Petition is at www.change.org / what is it, servant, TI, T as in Tom, I, servant, MINADAMK LINT as in Thomas, ONSR, I think, .com. But y'all, like I said, you can find me on a whole bunch of media. You can get the information. It's a petition page. Let's get this thing did. Let's get back to that thing about the United States of America, man. We're working together as that because that thing been projected out onto our brothers and sisters, in-laws, and families that's still over in territorial country, man. Best believe they're telling their people, you know what I'm saying, well, I'm able to send you a little bit more because NWO is paying us to harass citizens, American citizens. And then we go over there, Trump go over there trying to talk to somebody about some checking their nuclear warfare. and get blowed up, bro. Can't trust them. They over there paying jokers to harass their own peoples. Love you guys. Thank you for listening. Sorry if I was a little bit long-winded. God is good. God is great. Hey, we gonna get this thing did. Point blank period. Love y'all.